Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Between the Covers. My name is Bradley Shaw, and tonight I'm speaking with Chelsea Doherty, author of The Little Wood Frog. Good evening, Chelsea. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So tell everybody watching, the millions and millions of people around the world. Tell us about the book, The Little Wood Frog.
So when I wrote the book, I was actually watching David Attenborough, and there was this frog on there that dies throughout winter and then comes back to life in spring. And I just thought that was so fascinating. And I've never heard of a frog like that before. So honestly, that just kind of sparked something and I started writing about it.
Yeah. Did you research further David Attenborough is fairly comprehensive, but did you find you needed to do a little more research just to make sure that the details on this frog?
Yeah.
Right. Yes. What did you find out most about this frog? Like what's the most intriguing part of this little wood frog?
Yeah. So they basically stop their heart in winter. They turn into an ice block once they find somewhere to hide, and the sugary glucose substance under their skin is actually what brings them back to life and starts their heart again once they start to thaw out.
Oh my gosh. So it's a full-on hibernation. It's not just a sleep, it's actually a death. In a way. They just pass away and come back to life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's amazing. So when you had this construct, was it a book? Was it a children's book always? Was it always going to be designed for children to experience this information and amazement?
It was, because I find that, so my daughter, she's in kindy. They learn about life cycles of a frog, and you've got Eric Carle who does life cycles of a caterpillar. I thought that this was something way different, and I'm always very, very different. And I read it to my mum, and she was actually shocked. She was like, "Oh my goodness, Chelsea, you've killed off the main character right in the middle of the story. What are you going to do now?"
That's sort of supposed to happen, Mum. That's right.
So I kept going with it. I was like, just hear me out. And then she goes, "No way, that can't be true." And I was like, "It's true. Google it."
Wow. And that's the thing. I think you'll get that response from a lot of readers. Have you had a lot of kids read it so far? Have you had have you shared the story with a few to see what their feedback is on? How they feel about it?
Yeah. So my auntie, she works in a school in Western Australia. She's a teacher aide, and she shared the book with the Year 1 class, which they're now using it in the English class and in the science curriculum as well.
Okay.
So it's exciting. It's different.
Well, it's a beautiful book, like it is. It's beautifully illustrated as well. Did you find taking the steps of writing a story to illustrating a story different? Did you find that challenging when you experienced that sort of development of the book? The collaboration with your artist?
I suppose the artist that I actually worked with, she was really, really easy to get along with. We actually haven't met. We just liaised through email. But I had a vision in my head, and I explained it to her, and I let her read the manuscript, and I wanted to see what she could come up with. And everything just kind of fell in place. So I feel like it was just meant to be.
Well done. No, it's gorgeous. And this is your first book, wasn't it?
It is, yes.
It is. But there is more to come. So you've got other books in the pipeline. Is there more on The Little Frog? What else is coming for readers to enjoy?
So I have Sun and Moon that is coming up later on in the year. So that's about how, the sun and moon, they go to the different sides of our earth to play with different children. I have some silly books as well. It's not all educational. I'm quite a silly parent. I like those interactive books too.
Yeah, that's good. And do you think parents will value this book, like The Little Frog, like as much as it's educational, it's also got I think it's a great presentation. And what do you hope that parents find this book useful for expanding children's knowledge?
Oh, definitely. Not just on knowledge, but for researching together at home. You can learn about the book in school or wherever, read the book, and it can also spark conversations around, well, how does this happen? And get families talking again, because it had that effect on my family as well. Yeah.
Good. And your family in particular have been very supportive of your writing and designing, because this is it can be a hit and miss. It can be hard to get set up and get established as a writer and get into, as you say, get into schools and be found. Have they been supportive of your endeavour?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. My mum is probably my biggest supporter. She's so honest, and she'll tell me when something works and she'll tell me when something doesn't. So
just not to kill your character in the first couple of pages.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, that's good. So tell me, was it hard writing in the sense, like, you're writing something for someone to read? What did you think and feel as you were learning this process? Like how did you uncover that?
Honestly, when I was writing it, I had no intentions of it being turned into a children's book. It was literally just something that I wrote, and I thought I would share with my mum and her partner and my kids. And my 4-year-old knows the book in and out, like she can say it word for word now. But yeah, they were like, Chelsea, you need to submit it and just see what happens with it, because it is a good life cycle story. It's different.
It is. And it's something I think other kids will get something out of too. As you say, they'll worry that the frog dies, and the ending is, of course, he comes back to life, and that's amazing. So was it hard to write it in a story style way for children, or because you got a lot of it is a fact, there's a lot of facts in it, and make it fun and engaging. Was it hard to think about it as a child that way?
Not really, actually. No? I probably wrote it in about 20 minutes.
I hate asking authors that question. How long does it take you to write it? Well, I wrote it on a napkin. It took me 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's just genius, isn't it? So it took you 20 minutes to write it. But then again, the process of developing it, illustrating it, and laying it out, it must have been an incubus of at least 6 to 12 months of getting the whole process going.
Yeah, definitely.
To get a book out of it, like, you can create a story, but to get a book out of something like this is, that's a job, and they've done a great job. It's a beautiful book, and we're happy to help and publish it and help you support you. So what are you looking for readers to enjoy most out of this book?
I guess just the fact that they're going to learn something different, that there are different life cycles that you can learn about, but also for children to go to their parents and say, you know what, there's this frog, it dies, but then it comes back to life. Can we look it up together to see how that happens? Yeah.
And if given the chance, what would you hope David Attenborough would say about this book?
I hope that he would read my book in his lovely, deep English voice.
Yes. It'd be quite a story, wouldn't it? It would change the whole dynamic. But no, that's wonderful. Yeah. So well done on it. And it is a great book. And everybody watching, please grab a copy of Chelsea's book, The Little Wood Frog. It's available everywhere books are sold, but we do encourage you to go to your local bookstore, because we need to support local bookshops and really get local businesses' hands. But Chelsea will be available and around too to sign and see the book in certain places. We'll keep you posted, but do go and grab a copy. So Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And look, we're really excited about this book. I think it's going to be wonderful. And congratulations. So
thank you. And thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much for all of your help as well.
That's fine. It's fine. It's a pleasure. I appreciate your talent. So anyway, let's talk more soon. And everybody watching, thank you for supporting us. And go out and buy a book. So thank you, Chelsea. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.